This Fasting Diaries episode is all about how muscle matters. Hi everybody, I'm back. I'm back to tell you what I've been doing, just in case you're interested.
The Fasting Diaries of Joanna Ruth, number 13, Muscle Matters.
So this Fasting Diaries is called Muscle Matters, and we'll get to that in a second. I'll just give you a quick update on what I've been doing. We are now at the beginning of May 2025, and I think the last time I spoke to you was probably the beginning of April or just at the end of March. So we'll get to why I'm moving around in a second. But the update is that in the first week of April, my body started to say to me, stop this business of not feeding me. So there must have been some kind of indication in my body that after the 16-day fast, we don't want to do anymore. Okay, so I had to get over it, that I don't have control. Not full control. My body had to be listened to because I didn't have enough energy coming through. And this is the point at which you've got to say, okay, now you're moving into starvation. You're not fasting, you're starving. So I acknowledged this and I decided, it took me a day or two to stop resenting the fact that I had to eat. But I said, I've never eaten without the story. I've never just cruised along with feeding myself, not having any food goals, eat this, don't eat that, manipulating it, without the story. I wonder what it's like to just eat. If you're hungry, just eat. And stop eating when you're not hungry anymore, rather than when you're stuffed. I don't think I understood what Ken was talking about. Dr. Ken Berry says, eat until you're comfortably stuffed. Well, I was uncomfortably stuffed for 40 years, so I didn't really understand comfortably stuffed. I no longer use that terminology because it's a bit confusing for me. I eat when I'm hungry. When I'm compelled to cook food, that means I'm hungry. I keep it very simple, and when I look in the fridge and I'm inspired, I'll cook. If I look in the fridge and go, it's a bit boring, I'm not hungry. That's what I've learned. So I have learned that I don't actually have to eat large quantities at all, and I don't have to eat very often either. And I have high energy. It took about a week for my body to go, oh, we're eating again. Okay, we'll get the train moving. And the couple of kilos that went on, when you stop fasting, you fill up a bit. You're completely empty after 2 weeks of fasting. So a couple of kilos went back on. So I think I got to 18, then went back up to 16, lost. And now at the beginning of May, I'm 20 kilos down this year, which is wonderful. Feels great. People are starting to notice and congratulate me, which is very, very welcome. Thank you very much, everybody. And I've settled into what I'm basically happy to eat. And I can notice, just happened on the weekend. Oh, do you like that picture? That picture. That's one of my favorite pictures on my wall. Do you want to have a look at my lounge room? See if I can do it from here. There you go. That's my lounge room. And if I take off portrait, you might be able to see the picture. Oh. Her name's Joy. That's Joy. And if you can see this one here, this one's new. This I had made as an album cover. And this one is a portrait of my dog called Lucky. And that's also going to be an album cover. Okay, and we're back. So, I know how little I need to eat. I don't need to eat that much. My perception of what I was eating was very grand, very huge. I think I eat about a third of the protein that I was used to eating, which makes me understand why it was so hard for me to give up sweet things. Why? Because my story was making me compulsively eat. And my consciousness was saying, well, how about we eat carnivore, which should stop you getting fatter? So I did that. And the only thing my subconscious could do to keep me at a higher weight and more inflamed and feeling heavy like I subconsciously believed that life was to make me eat more, just eat more and more often. And so I am not in the category of having starved myself thin in my life. I was never allowed to do that. And I think that's why I really love fasting. I don't know that I love it as much now as I loved it when I did it. I really psychologically loved it. I loved the feeling of being empty because for 40 years I was never empty. So that's food for thought. So I have come to a realization that um, my attachment to food was really the story, really, really the story. And even when I'm hungry now, I don't have to eat. If I'm not in a position to eat, I don't have to. I'm not going to die. I'm not going to fall over with lack of blood sugar or something. I do have to fight the stomach talking to me, but I am aware from my fasting experiences that, well, that's kind of a little irrelevant if you ignore it long enough. And so I know that I have the capacity to do it. And even so, like I eat maybe two very small kind of bowls of protein, as high fat as I can with the proteiny meal. No skimping on the fats. That's where the nutrition is. The protein is just going to get used up to make muscles, which is another thing we're going to talk about in a second. Because this episode is called Muscle Matters, and it really does, really, really matters. If you have a body type that doesn't build muscle very easily, then it may matter more or less on your journey. But in terms of what matters for me, I have discovered now that I'm, fasting, that's easy. Oh, eating less often, that's easy. I've got used to all of that, and I've learned my capacity, and I've got a new normal. And I don't really feel like, when people say, oh, but don't you want to treat yourself? It's like, I want to treat myself very well, actually. I treat myself just the way that myself wants to be treated. So my next challenge is about muscle. Through April, I decided, alongside getting used to this eat when you're hungry, because, when we eat when you're hungry, you don't have to concentrate on anything. There's nothing to focus on. There's no goal. Just eating when you're hungry. And so you cook when you're inspired to cook because you're hungry. And so that's easy. It's very, very easy to do. And there's no challenge in it. I'm a goal-orientated person. So I thought, well, my goal isn't just to be lighter, it's to be thin and fit. I don't want to be thin and not fit. I want to be thin and fit. I like to be active. I've always wanted to be super active in my life, like gymnastically active. Like I want to go to several yoga classes a week because that's a bit like gymnastics. I want to do couples dancing. I want to do lots of things. And the doing requires muscle and physical lightness, not heaviness. So, I have embarked on purpose with a goal, building muscle in my body. So I started, this is how I do it. I am now sitting at 98, say 0.2 kilograms. And for the entire, well, probably halfway through April, it dropped down. So after fasting went up a little bit, then it dropped down, normalized, and then dropped down a little bit more. So now I'm 98.2. And it's sitting there, and it has been sitting there for a couple of weeks. So my food is normalized. My weight is the same. It's staying the same. And you know what I'm doing a lot of? A lot of muscle building. So people are starting to notice that my body shape is shifting, not just because I lost 20 kilos, but because I am stronger. And so I'm holding my body much more upright because I'm stronger and I'm lighter. Yeah. And this is the combination that really excites me, to be strong and light, feeling of lightness. And the stronger you are, the lighter you feel and the more you're going to move. And that's a very exciting prospect for me, who for 40 years has really struggled with both aspects, the movement and the heaviness. So what I am noticing in the last couple of weeks is the weight just stays the same, yet periodically through the week, because I train 3 times a week and I train specifically in specific ways to make sure that my 52-year-old body, who suffered with being overweight for 40 years, doesn't have too much physical joint stress. So I do it in the pool, but I have managed to find ways to swim because I'm a great swimmer. I have a great swimming stroke and style and confidence. I float very well. I now have gloves that are like webbed. So it makes it very hard to push through the water. And I now also have flippers that make it really active kicking. And each time I increase my action, so I get closer to my goal. And it's really fast. It's really, really fast. So I can tell how much muscle I'm building by how fast can I walk myself around the park? How long can I hang on my hanging bar? How easy or hard is it for me to get up and down off the floor? I like sitting on the floor. So I have measurements, functional measurements, and it's getting easier to do all of those things. I can also tell that I'm putting on muscle because I wake up and I'm really stiff. It's like, oh wow, what did I do yesterday? Oh yeah, that's right. Swam in the pool. Oh yeah, that's right. I walked home really fast from the park. The advantage of building these muscles is that it takes energy to build muscles. It takes energy in the body to break things apart and put things together. So fasting does a lot of breaking things apart and removing of toxins and giving your body signals to you, we need more muscle, means that your body has to start putting muscle together. And so the proteins and the fats that I'm eating are helping with that. But because I'm building muscle and the weight is not going up on the scale, it's staying down, it means that I'm contributing from my body the energy and the proteins, not all, but partially, the energy and proteins to help build that new muscle. And this is the goal. This is what we want to do. So I've been doing it through April. I'm going to keep doing it through May. Probably the end of May, I will reevaluate and work out where I want to take it. After 2 months of really solid muscle building, I might want to go further. I might want to do something maybe in a gymnasium. I might want to do a little bit of personal training. I don't know what I want to do in a month's time. I'll wait and see when I get there. I may want to do a bit of fasting. I may not. I have a feeling that my days of fasting for dropping fat off my body might be over, and I may need to do it this way now, which I'm very happy with because it's a fascinating journey, and it's a fascinating journey that I've been trying to travel this road for probably very consciously in the last 25 years. I have always had my mind on traveling this road. I want to be lightweight and I want to be feeling lightweight by having lots and lots of functional strength, functional muscle. So I think I am on the right track. It makes all the difference having no conflicting stories, no blocking stories. If you can't understand how this works by listening to information, you can't integrate the information. If you listen to the instructions, but you just can't make yourself do them or do them properly, you might have a story that's swaying you in a different direction. And if you're doing both of those, if you can understand it all and you can talk to people about it and you are following the instructions and you're doing everything right, or you perceive that you're doing everything right, but you're not getting the results that you want, you may very well have a story. So it is about attending to the physical nature of your life. You do have to attend to your physical environment. Yes, you do. You can't change the story and not do anything different in your life and expect to get the results. You have to work. I mean, I highly recommend that you join a community or you have a mentor and someone that you can talk to regularly. Now, if you need to talk to someone about the psychology of it, like I just can't get my head around something, then I might be your person. If you really need to know how am I supposed to be moving my body? What's too much? What's not enough? Which ways? What will work? Get a PT that understands what you're doing. They do exist, and there's more and more of them around all the time. If you need a little bit more hand holding than just listening to YouTube videos for what is involved in the carnivore diet, how to do it, what to cook, when to eat, etc., then maybe join a carnivore community. That's what they're for. Being well is not about doing it on your own. It's not about willpowering it. It's not about any of those things that we've been told to do because we don't have community and we don't have original wisdom. So find the people to help you so that you can hurry up and get to where you want to be. Not, I mean, a place you want to be, like get to a state that you want to be living in. And oh, this doesn't say wicked. This says wickedly beautiful, by the way. So I think that's it from me. Let me check my list. Muscle really matters. Muscle really matters. The more functional muscle that you have, and this is, I mean, functional muscle, muscle that makes you move, muscle that helps you get up off the floor. And of course, you have to learn how to use your body. I've done all that. I've spent 25, 30 years learning the how, the what, and the how, and the when, the why, all of that. And I just had a story that was not allowing me to use all that information wisely. Now I don't have the story, I'm just putting it all together. And oh gosh, that's flickery, isn't it? So yes, the more functional muscle you have, and I mean functional, not just bicep, I mean like, can you push yourself off the wall? Can you support yourself pushing up from the floor? You know, functional, doing things you couldn't do before. Can you reach further? Can you twist around more? Yeah. Can you get out of bed unassisted? Can you get out of the chair unassisted? Can you get up off the floor unassisted? There's lots and lots of things. You have to remember that as your body gets older, it's going to get weaker. So you have to work at it. Don't be thinking that the carnivores that look 20, 30 years younger than what they are, that they just sit around and watch telly all day. They don't. They use their body because they've got the energy, and this is what's natural for us. It's just to move. When you've got the energy and you've got the strength, you move. The more muscle you have, the more you will move. We all know that if we move more, we will use more energy. And if you're busy, you'll eat less often because you haven't got time to stop and eat. And if you're carnivore, you won't feel like you need to eat because you can load up on energy earlier in the day and it sustains you for a really long time. So you can actually get to a really functional position in your body by being carnivore, making sure that you don't have any psychology swaying you from doing that, and doing the good things, the right things, the caring things for yourself every single day. And don't beat yourself up if you make a mistake, because you wouldn't do that to a kid who's learning, would you? Or maybe you would. Don't do that. It's not helpful. Criticism's not helpful. Encouragement. Yeah, so be supportive of yourself. And if you're having trouble doing that, I can help you. It's a story. Shh, don't tell anyone. Yeah, it's all story. It's all about story. So that's it from me. I'll probably update you like the other side of like the end of May, what's happening with my body. All I can say is at the beginning of April, or say mid-April, when I hit the 98 and a half, I didn't feel as light and energetic as I do now. So just 2 weeks of being at that weight and keeping the scale weight the same by exercising means my body is getting smaller, and people are now seeing it and I'm feeling it. And the way that I'm standing and the way that I'm moving is way different. And it feels much more like me. So I'll see you again. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And if anything that I've said made sense to you, pass it on. You know, hot potato, hot potato. See ya. Here's a playlist for the entire series. Please like and subscribe. It helps more than you know. See you in the next video.